Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-aliyyil azim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina wa nabiyyina Abil Qasim al-Mustafa Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين أجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف. In Munajat al-Rajin, one of the 15 whispered prayers of Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam is Munajat al-Rajin, which is for those who are hopeful. So in this munajat, we read like this. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ya man idha sa'alahu 'abdun a'tah wa idha ammala ma 'indahu ballaghahu munah. O the one who has this characteristic that whenever a servant asks him for something, he gives. So Allah is such a kind and generous master that whenever a servant asks him for something, he gives. This is the general rule. If he doesn't give, there must be a reason. Sometimes it's opposite. There are people that they don't give. If they give, you are surprised. Why? Today he was kind with me. Maybe today he had, some great, achievements or business or maybe, for example, he's showing off. I don't know. Some people, when they give, you are surprised, and sometimes you are shocked. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is His norm. إِذَا سَأَلَهُ عَبْدٌ أَعْطَى. There can be exceptions, but then we have to find what was the reason. Maybe it didn't suit the servant. Maybe it was too early. Maybe he had to work more. Maybe if he gives to this servant, other servants feel sad, Sometimes we create problems for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because Allah wants to give us something, but then other people will envy. So he has to, delay or stop or give something else. Like, sometimes maybe one of your children wants you something, you don't have any problem, but then you see, what about other children? What about other people's children? So this is something that can stop the general norm happen. But the general norm is إِذَا سَأَلَهُ عَبْدٌ أَعْطَاهُ وَإِذَا أَمَّلَ مَا عِنْدَهُ بَلَّغَهُ مُنَاهُ. And if the servant has hope in what is with him, he would enable him to reach his desire. This is more, I think, spiritual. The first is you ask Allah something, He gives you. The second is for the people who want things that are with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not worldly things. For example, they want ma'rifah, they want hikmah, they want basira, they want mahabba, they want high position, they want shafa'ah. These are the things that are indahu. And these are more important than the first category. Your first category can be general, but has different levels. This is high level. إِذَا أَمَّلَ مَا عِنْدَهُ. When he wants, as a matter of hope, something that is who is in Allah. Some of you remember the discussion we have had about indiyat and indallah. What does it mean in Quranic series also? So Allah would enable that person, servant, to reach Muna, his dream, his desire. وَإِذَا أَقْبَلَ عَلَيْهِ قَرَّبَهُ وَأَدْنَاهُ. Again, the norm is that if a servant comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah would not stop him or would not block him. Indeed, Allah qarrabahu, Allah brings him nearer. Wa adna, to know again means qurb. Allah brings him very near. Like if we go to a meeting of a great personality, if we reach that room and we feel shy or embarrassed to enter and sit close to that person, even he would see us, he would say, no, please come nearer. So Allah brings near. وَإِذَا جَاهَرَهُ بِالْعِصْيَانِ سَتَرَ عَلَى ذَنْبِهِ وَقَطَّاهُ. And if, God forbids, this servant publicly disobeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is very bad. To disobey Allah is very bad, but to disobey Allah publicly, and I mean by publicly, just if another person comes to know. If it is something between us and Allah, it's very, very bad. I don't want to underestimate that. But it's not comparable to a sin that another person comes to know because we were careless. We didn't bother. If my wife knows about this, or my husband knows about this, my father, I'm concerned that not everyone knows about this. But somehow other people, because of my carelessness, have understood. This makes the sin go to a very different level. Sin, when it is very confidential, is very, very bad, but it's not a matter of enmity. But when it becomes public and I didn't care about another person knowing about this, it means that I am saying to people that, na'udhu billah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can be disobeyed. It's very bad. And some of the sins, unfortunately, have this nature that no matter what is your intention, they always give this impression. Like, for example, hijab. Hijab is a sin that it's very difficult to keep it only between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you don't observe hijab, it's very difficult to keep it between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Or some types of dressing and things like this. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as much as possible, He tries to keep this hidden and covered. So, إِذَا جَاهَرَهُ بِالْعِصْيَانِ, if he appears and presents himself in the form of disobedience, still Allah satara ala dhanbihi, Allah hides and covers his sin. وَقَطَّى, puts a cover on it. وَإِذَا تَوَكَّلَ عَلَيْهِ أَحْسَبَهُ وَكَفَى. And if he or she puts his trust or her trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah would be sufficient for him. So you see, this is the mindset of Rajin, this Munajat or Rajin, the people who have hope because they know Allah is very kind in giving, in taking you nearer to Him, and in covering your sins, and also when you put your trust in Him, then He's extra kind. Maybe we can say it in this way. Tawakkul, of course, is a very important discussion. In Aqaid, we discussed in spiritual tools. Also, we talked about tawakkul. I don't want to repeat that discussion, but basically, if you want to better understand tawakkul, is that when you do tawakkul, something extra happens. No, Allah is our Rabb. He always helps us. But when you trust Him, it's like you are making a new deal with Him, a new contract with Him, because He has offered to be our wakil. So when you say, Tawakkaltu ala Allah, and with this understanding you embark on something, He is more available to help you. These are not ordinary things. When you say, Insha'Allah, bi'idhnillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, these are sources of support that by thinking about them you are activating. Like there are buttons that when you press you get extra help. Sometimes your car, if it is heavy and you are driving in a mountain, cannot go fast or it is stuck. But there is a special button you press, then extra engine or something else is functioning, then you go fast. Tawakkul is this. When you press, extra power is released and you can succeed. Ilahi, man alladhi nazala bika multamisan qiraka fama qarayta. Oh Allah, who is the one who came to you to visit you? Nazala bika, in Arabic, nuzul is used for someone who is traveling and then comes to a station. Because sometimes it was taking days, weeks, and they had to travel during the day, and then they had manzil. Manzil means makanun nuzul, because they were riding and on the month of camel or horse. It was not easy to do manzil, to offload everything and get ready. So sometimes they had to stay one night, sometimes few nights, to get rest, to if they had some injury to fix. So these are called manzil. So manzil, which is also used in Irfan for stations, manazil sa'irin, comes from this root of nuzul, means you are coming down from the back of animal, but means you are stopping. Okay, so who is the one who nazala bik, has stopped his journey and come to you? Now he wants to be stationed with you and says, I am tired, I have come a long way, we had lots of attacks by shaitan, my heart is injured, my memories are sad, we have lost some friends on the way, so we are in a very desperate situation. Please give us some ziyafa, some kind of hostess. Who with this condition has come to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, multamisan qirak, and has asked your hospitality, and you didn't offer hospitality? You are always available for the guest. Yeah? A kind person, a gentleman, a gentlewoman never refuses guests. Yes? But especially if this guest has been traveling and is tired and injured and has lost some people, you feel that this guest, it needs more attention. So, Ilahi, man alladhi nazala bika multamisan ghirak. Who is the one who has come to you, arrived to you, asking for your hospitality? Fama qaraita, and you have not given him hospitality. وَمَنَ الَّذِي أَنَاخَ بِبَابِكَ مُرْتَجِيًا نَدَاكَ فَمَا أَوْلَيْتَ. Who is the one who has come to your door, hoping your gift and generosity, and you have not given him? Can you imagine someone thirsty comes to the house of a mu'min and says, give me water, and the mu'min says no. Give me food, no. Medicine, no. It's impossible. How can then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refuses his servants? If we cannot do this with people, how can Allah do this with his servants? It's impossible. Then Imam Zainul Abidin says, أَيَحْسُنُ أَنْ أَرْجِعَ عَنْ بَابِكَ بِالْخَيْبَةِ الْمَصْرُوفَةِ. Now that this is our understanding of you and our experience with you, is it good, is it beautiful that I return from your door while I am disappointed? If you are kind with everyone and this is your norm and standard, is it good that now you send me back without giving me my hajat? وَلَسْتُ أَعْرِفُ سِوَاكَ مَوْلًا بِالْإِحْسَانِ الْمَوْصُوفَ. And what adds to the seriousness of this issue is that sometimes you don't pay attention to the guest who is asking for help because there are other people who can do this. Of course, if you are a really good person, a generous and gentleman, you don't say people to others. You try to solve the problem quickly. But sometimes maybe you are tired or whatever, you say, go to my neighbor, go to someone else. But we don't have anyone else other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He would send us there. Unfortunately, many times we go to people other than Allah and knock every door, and when they don't open, we finally knock the door of Allah. But the one who has knocked the door of Allah knows, and Allah knows better that there is no other thing left. Either initially we have gone to the door of Allah, or we have tried everywhere. But now this is the last chance. لَسْتُ أَعْرِفُ سِوَاكَ مَوْلًا بِالْإِحْسَانِ مَوْصُوفًا. I don't know any master other than you who is characterized with ihsan. I don't have anyone in mind that is like you. كَيْفَ أَرْجُو غَيْرَكَ. How can I have hope in anyone other than you? وَالْخَيْرُ كُلُّهُ بِيَدِكَ. And all the good is in your hand. وَكَيْفَ أُؤَمِّلُ سِوَاكَ. And how can I have hope in others? وَالْخَلْقُ وَالْأَمْرُ لَكَ. The creation and affairs all are for you. Everything. لَهُ الْخَلْقُ وَالْأَمْرُ. أَأَقْطَعُ. This is something that if Allah had a heart, would have broken his heart. He doesn't have emotions, he doesn't have, but because since we have emotions, then sometimes we can talk emotionally to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to prepare ourselves. Otherwise he doesn't have emotion. But your emotion helps in making this relation very special. We say to Allah, أَأَقْطَعُ رَجَائِي مِنْكَ وَقَدْ أَوْلَيْتَنِي مَا لَمْ أَسْأَلْهُ مِنْ فَضْلِكَ. Shall I cut my hope, stop hoping you for what I need, while you have given me so many things that even I didn't ask? You are a person who have always provided me and supplied me with everything that I needed, whether I asked or not, you gave me. Now that I have this great haja and I have come to you, are you going to disappoint me? أَمْ تُفْقِرُنِي إِلَى مِثْلِي وَأَنَا أَعْتَصِمُ بِحَبْلِكَ. Are you going to refer me to other people so that I beg them and ask them while I have come and I am holding onto your rope? Allah never sends someone who goes to him to fake helpers. Can a true doctor sends the patient to fake doctors? A true teacher sends seekers of knowledge to fake teachers? A mother, father send their children to the fake fathers and mothers? Is impossible. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to send us to others when he has helped us with everything so far, whether we asked it or not. How he is going now to cut our hope. So this munajat continues and our hope also continues. But as you see how Imam alayhi salam beautifully within the boundaries of aql and theology and philosophy, so everything is there, but how much is able to develop this conversation into a very personal, intimate discussion with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this helps a lot. You can only ask Allah for something, but when you back up it with this beautiful conversation, then it's a transformation. It endears you more to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and improves your relation. We hope that inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would enable us to have some taste of that relation that existed between him and his awliya. If we can taste what Anbiya, awliya, Imams used to feel when they're praying, when they were talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we taste that, then we will never be pleased with anything else. We ask Allah to help us to taste and experience that and then share it with other people. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.